Long ago, in a bustling Middle Eastern city, some call it Baghdad, others Agrabah, there lived a poor boy named Aladdin. He was the only son of Omar, a humble tailor, and his gentle wife, Fatima. When his father died, Aladdin lost all interest in work and spent his days wandering the streets, dreaming of a richer life. His mother worried constantly. "My son," she would say, "idleness brings no good. If your father were alive." But Aladdin only smiled. "One day, mother, I'll make you proud. You'll see." Little did he know, fate was listening. One afternoon, as Aladdin sat near the market, a tall man in rich robes approached him. His eyes glittered like black gems. "You are Omar's son, are you not?" he asked softly. "Yes," said Aladdin. "But my father died years ago." The man smiled kindly. "I am your father's brother, your long-lost uncle from Africa. I have traveled far to meet you." Aladdin, though surprised, felt a rush of joy. "My uncle. You are welcome." The man, who was, in truth, a wicked magician, placed a heavy hand on Aladdin's shoulder. "I can make you rich and respected. Meet me tomorrow, and I shall show you a secret that will change your life." The next morning, the magician led Aladdin far from the city to a rocky valley. There he drew strange symbols on the ground, muttered mysterious words, and the earth trembled. A huge stone door rose from the sand, glowing with light. "This," said the magician, "is a treasure cave that only a pure-hearted youth may enter. Inside, you will find gold and jewels, but touch nothing. Bring me only an old lamp from a golden pedestal." Aladdin nodded and stepped into the cave. Inside, the walls sparkled with gems. He saw golden trees bearing fruit made of rubies and diamonds. But remembering the warning, he touched nothing and walked straight to the lamp. It was dusty and dull, hardly worth the effort. He called out, "Uncle. I have it. Help me out." "First, give me the lamp," the magician demanded. "No. Help me out first." Furious, the magician shouted an incantation. The stone door slammed shut. Aladdin was trapped in darkness. Hours passed. Cold and afraid, Aladdin sat clutching the lamp. By chance, he rubbed it to clean off the dirt, and suddenly, a thunderous roar filled the cave. From a swirl of smoke rose a towering genie, his eyes glowing like fire. "I am the genie of the lamp," he boomed. "I serve whoever holds it. Command me, master." Aladdin stared in shock. "Take me home." In an instant, the cave vanished. He found himself in his mother's small kitchen, trembling with relief. When his mother saw him, she wept for joy. He told her everything, the false uncle, the cave, and the lamp. "Let me clean it," she said, and began rubbing the lamp with a cloth. Boom! The genie appeared again, filling the room with golden light. "Your wish, my lady." Aladdin's mother gasped, but the genie smiled kindly. At Aladdin's request, he filled their table with delicious food and silver dishes. From that day onward, Aladdin and his mother lived comfortably. The Princess and the Dream. One day, while wandering near the palace, Aladdin saw Princess Badroulbadour, the Sultan's daughter. Even behind her veil, her beauty shone brighter than the sun. He returned home utterly lovesick. "Mother," he said, "I must marry the princess." His mother laughed. "My son, she is the Sultan's daughter. How could a tailor's boy marry her?" But Aladdin was determined. He took a chest filled with jewels conjured by the genie and sent it to the Sultan as a gift, asking for the princess's hand in marriage. The Sultan was astonished by such riches. "Tell your son," he said, "that if he can prove himself worthy, he may marry my daughter." Aladdin went to the genie and said, "Build me a palace, the grandest in the world." That very night, a shining palace of marble, gold, and crystal rose beside the Sultan's own. The next morning, the city woke in wonder. "Who could have built this?" cried the Sultan. "Aladdin," now dressed as a prince, humbly approached. "It was I, your majesty." The Sultan smiled. "Then you shall have my daughter's hand. A life of splendor." Aladdin and Princess Badroulbadour were married in great celebration. Their palace was filled with music and light, and the people loved their kind new prince. Aladdin used the lamp's power wisely, never for greed, only to help the poor and bring joy to his mother and wife. But far away, the wicked magician heard of Aladdin's rise to wealth and fame. When he learned that the boy had the lamp, jealousy consumed him. The magician's revenge. Disguised as a peddler, the magician entered the city one day, shouting, "New lamps for old! New lamps for old!" When he reached the palace, the princess, amused, said to her servant, "Take that old lamp of Aladdin's. Let's trade it for a shiny new one." The servant obeyed, and the magician, trembling with triumph, seized the lamp. "Now," he hissed, "Genie, I am your new master. Take this palace and the princess to Africa." With a great flash of light, the palace vanished overnight. The people woke to find it gone, and the Sultan was furious. "Aladdin has betrayed me," he cried. Heartbroken and desperate, Aladdin searched for the lamp everywhere, until he remembered the magic ring the magician had given him in the cave. He rubbed it, and a smaller spirit appeared. "I am the genie of the ring. What do you wish? Take me to my wife." At once, Aladdin was carried through the skies to the far desert of Africa, where his palace stood like a mirage. Aladdin found Princess Badroulbadour weeping. "The magician has enslaved me," she cried. "Be brave," he whispered. "Tonight, we shall be free." That evening, the princess prepared a feast and invited the magician to dine. She poured him wine laced with sleeping powder. When he drank and collapsed, Aladdin rushed in and seized the lamp. "Genie," he shouted, "send this wicked man to a place from which he shall never return." The genie bowed, and in a flash, the magician vanished. "Now," said Aladdin, "take us home." Home again. In a burst of light, the palace rose into the sky and returned to its place beside the Sultan's gardens. The city erupted in joy. The Sultan wept with relief to see his daughter safe and embraced Aladdin as his true son. From that day forward, Aladdin ruled wisely and well. He never used the lamp for selfish gain again, and he treated the genie with kindness and respect. The people of the kingdom loved him for his generosity, and the story of the poor boy who became a prince spread across the world. The lesson of the lamp. Years later, Aladdin stood on his balcony at sunset, the lamp beside him. Its metal glowed softly in the fading light. He smiled and said to his wife, "It was never magic that made me rich, it was love, courage, and a pure heart." The genie appeared once more, bowing deeply. "And that, my master, is the greatest magic of all." And so ends the tale of Aladdin and the magic lamp. A story of faith, love, and destiny, shining through the ages like a wish that never fades.